Brittany joining us now. Yeah, watching that fire and our risk. We did see the ban lifted in South Carolina for some of those counties closest to Mecklenburg, but there is a risk out there.
Yeah, what my concern is with that, which I know I mentioned at the beginning of the newscast, is the fact that rain is kind of like a temporary lowering of fire danger, but with the drought being so bad, the worst we've seen in 20 years, there's a chance that it goes back up. So I think the constant kind of ups and downs with the burn ban kind of makes people confused. So yep. I would say just try to don't do it and avoid it altogether, right? Just to be safe until we get at least further into the lack of drought conditions, which did get some help this morning, did get some help on Saturday, but we have had still overall less than 1/4 of an inch when we need about 13 inches of rain. So tomorrow morning is going to be helpful, beneficial, maybe a little bit of a nuisance time frame since it is impacting the morning commute. But regardless, gusty winds, pockets of heavy rain at times, mainly between 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. But it's actually not the real reason we want you to stay weather impact alert. That's because of a few thunderstorms on the backside of this that could produce strong to severe thunderstorms. Highest risk damaging winds, large hail around 1/4 size. That's an inch by official ruler standards, and then even a low risk for a brief spin up tornado. Now I want to kind of showcase this, a low risk overall. This is the severe weather risk, the tornado threat, winds, and large hail. They're all low, which means essentially less than 5%. So we want you to be prepared for it, but just know that the risk, the chances are extremely, extremely low. Some of the lowest that we typically see here in the Carolinas. But I would rather forecast bus, right, than have people not be prepared for multiple rounds of rain and potential storms. So here's what's happening right now. You can see moisture out to our west, more clouds building in overnight. Right now we're tracking a lot of instability still here to our west. And while this kind of first line here is starting to break apart a little bit, which could mean lesser rainfall for early Wednesday morning, we still have a lot of rain and a lot of energy further west. And you can actually see the severe thunderstorm warnings, the tornado warnings, and even the watches and warnings associated with this. So anytime we have a history of severe weather, is of course something that piques our interest. Here's the latest futurecast. We have shifted this a little bit later, but again, it's still reaching that same time frame, 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. from essentially start time to finish time for the most moderate rainfall. You'll notice a little bit less orange here on the screen, but still green, lighting up with areas of yellow. Here's 7 o'clock. You can see closer to 8 or 9. It is relatively widespread with pockets of moderate rainfall at times. There likely will be a downpour or two, but truthfully, moderate to heavy rain is kind of people's perspective after we haven't seen a lot. I got some comments today about heavy rain, and at least based on official meteorological thresholds, it never really got to that, showcase. So I want people to just keep in mind that it probably won't be drizzle, probably won't be light rain. It'll be more moderate, but again, moderate to heavy is kind of based on your personal perspective. Once the rain has wrapped up, we do see sunshine return briefly in the afternoon, and it's these storms that will be very, very isolated. Notice a couple there in Union County, 1 or 2 there in Lincolnton and Gaston County. You can see up in the mountains. Any of those storms, although they're extremely limited, would have that potential to become strong to severe. Highest what we call tornado parameter, which is the highest instability, highest wind shear, is after 3 p.m. Some of these numbers have shifted a little bit lower too, which is a good thing, but anytime they're above 0, something that we especially watch here in the WCNC Charlotte Weather Center. So mainly between 3 p.m. and 9 p.m., we have that small potential for a quick spin up. How much rain could we see? We're lucky if we get about 1/4 of an inch for most of the area. Some spots isolated closer to half, but remember, based on the fact that we got less than 1/2 of an inch with our 2 most recent rain events, this would maybe put us close to a whopping inch overall for the week. We still need close to 13 to get out of drought conditions within a month. So again, it's helping, but it's not necessarily going to get us out of those anytime soon. Here's that Jerry Hunt Supercenter 7-day forecast. So tomorrow, kind of a 1-2 punch day, rain in the morning, storms in the afternoon. Stay weather alert just because those storms could become strong to severe. A little bit drier to end the week. Small chance of rain overnight into early Saturday morning. And then we're dry for the majority of the next few days.
Brittany, thank you.